Hunt, and we're at the OSHA farm. Margaret and Stuart OSHA are West Nene Price chapter leaders, and this is sugaring season. And the team is just coming in from having collected sap. There's a bucket full of sap. The OSHAs do things the traditional way, and they will have collected buckets of sap from the trees down throughout the woods. This is a team of half, and boy, they're muscular animals, used to pulling some weight. They're working horses on the farm.
Don't stand right in front, okay?
Right.
Stand on your side.
They're not really pony rides.
Right. They were real. It's on a delicious syrup.
Guys have done a good job today.
Boy, I wish I
What's it like out there, Stuart?
Yeah, go on, go down.
Can't hear me. Wind just takes my voice.
You want to drive them down?
Today's a special day. It's a community gathering day for sugar season. This is Sunday. And we have special guests here today. We have photographers from Yankee Magazine here to chronicle the events of the day. There they go.
Let's do doing that.
Is it going away? We're going to go inside, take a look at the sugaring operation. Here's the sugar house. And there's the sugar bush over there. It's a grove of trees they call the sugar bush. And here we'll go in the house.
Is this all you've got? Your syrup? Yeah.
And it's kind of confusing because
It's Turkey Hill Farm, pure Vermont maple syrup. And here is what they call the arch.
The arch. There you go.
Yeah, hi. Hey Dan, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Oh, you want me to give you the spiel?
Yes.
Okay, the spiel. We're making maple syrup by watching sap boil for hours and hours and hours. It takes about 43 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup.
43 gallons to make 1 gallon of syrup.
It depends on what the sugar content of the trees is, but the average content's 2%, and at 2% takes 43 gallons. Sap gets pumped up into the tanks at the top, and then it comes down through that black pipe into the back of this, or the front of this back pan. And then it comes around, and it comes down through this valve here, comes into this thing, which is controlled by a float level, and then it comes into the finishing pan, starts there, goes up here, goes in there, goes in there, and it comes out the other end of the syrup at 219.5 degrees boiling.
219 degrees boiling.
Yep, and that's the way it works.
So basically you're just evaporating off the extra water.
It's just basically boiling off the water. Yep. And usually we have a big fire going, which means that there will be bubbles all over this thing from boiling, but we don't have much sap this year, so we don't want to risk burning the pan, which is a very bad thing to do.
Yes.
So, We're boiling slowly, and eventually this stuff will all be probably grade C syrup because it's the end of the season. And at the end of the season, we get grade C and use it for cooking for the rest of the year.
It's very flavorful.
Very
Crazy.
flavorful.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's a darker.
Very dark and has a good maple wallop.
Well, that's my favorite stuff. Now let me say that this is all fired by wood right
Yep.
from here on the farm.
Yep. We cut the wood.
So it's a totally
in,
sustainable process. You're
October or
just,
November, we go out and cut the wood and split it and stack it in the woodshed back here. Where it
Yeah,
dries,
take a
versus
look.
Solar power all winter long,
oh yeah.
and then we go ahead and burn it. So it is a sustainable process. The carbon supposedly goes back into other wood.
It smells great in here.
It does. It's a great way to get a maple facial. You can people should pay big bucks for that. No, it's a fun process.
Yeah, you were mentioning earlier on that this is really a celebration of the end of winter and the beginning of spring for many of the Vermonters who've been
Well,
housebound.
I can't claim to be a Vermonter because I'm not originally from Vermont. So
You're living here now, right?
no, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, really? It doesn't matter?
It doesn't make you a Vermonter.
You have to be born
You
here?
have to be born here. So I'm just a interloper.
So for those interlopers that are inside,
Those interlopers that are inside from December through, well, actually, if you move to Vermont and you're inside from December through March, you really shouldn't be here because you have two choices. You will either be an alcoholic or a television addict.
so which are you?
No, I'm neither. I like to get outside and go skiing and do other things. So,
Right.
But you have to enjoy the cold, the opportunities that cold weather
Right.
affords for recreation. And by March, beginning of March, it's still winter. By the end of March, it's almost spring. And it's very nice to be out in the woods, walking around, doing things that you haven't been able to do.
So what does this do for a sustainability of a farm?
This is
What does this do for a farm, this kind of income?
I don't know. I don't know. I think if you really want to do this for income, you have to be a little more high-tech than we are. I think doing this for money, you really need to have the tubing system because you couldn't afford the labor.
I see. So this is labored by friends and family
That's
who
right.
love.
It's labor by community.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So when we do it, we get maple syrup out of it, and that's about it.
Great, so everybody goes home with their allotment of maple syrup and everybody's fine.
But we would have to have a pipeline system and possibly
yeah,
reverse osmosis
yeah.
and maybe even pump out of the tree, which people do. It increases your sap quantities from the trees by 50% or something.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
so
But,
people do make money out of it, obviously, because they do it. But we don't. I don't think that's our primary motivation.
That's not your motivation.
I mean, if our primary motivation were that, we wouldn't be doing it this way.
So it's part of a whole sustainable, diversified farm.
It's certainly a way of creating your sugar for the rest of the year. So,
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for
yep.
for the short tour.
Short tour.